So recently I watched a show where there was a river scientist, maybe a hydrologist, I'm not sure, but he was dealing with rivers and flows and speeds and currents and oxygenation and sediments and stuff like that. And I used to think that I understand rivers, and then this guy was talking about rivers, and then I was like, wow, that's very different. He said there's nothing similar between two rivers. My thought was, if I've seen a river, I've seen all rivers. And then he said, he quoted from someone, and he said, it's just the opposite of what I used to think. He said, if you've seen one river, you've seen one river, and that's it. You cannot generalize to the rest. And what an interesting thought that is, and that made me think about some other stuff. And welcome to this morning jolt in the Word of God. So this is talking about how we can categorize things, and this is something that I think I keep returning to because it happens to us so easily. We categorize things, and that's a beautiful gift in our lives. There is no way for us to exist and understand the world in its every detail. The world is too large and too varied, and we cannot just observe every minuscule detail and think that we can take that in. Of course we cannot. So that's not possible, but our brains are amazingly organized and made with this gift to discern patterns and then put labels on them and say, stuff like that is a dog, that is a river, so on and so forth. And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. But then we carry this too far. And this is our problem. This is where the problem lays that I want to touch on today. We carry it too far. We take a look at a person. Okay, so we start applying this to people, and we take a look at a person and we say some term, like, oh, that's a sanguine person, that's a melancholic person, that's a phlegmatic person. Okay, and then my world has become simple because the whole world of people is just 4 categories of people, and now I know how to relate to each one. Now I know how to use them for my purposes, what they are good for, and because I know how to label them, and then I treat them according to that label. It's interesting that Jesus Christ hasn't done this. When he was in Luke 5, he looked at Levi, the tax collector. He did not see a tax collector. He didn't just say, label, tax collector, okay, that's how I look at you. No. He saw Matthew. He saw the guy who will write the gospel. He saw the guy who would be his friend. He saw the guy who would be his disciple, and that's how he treated him. And he also won him. He looked at Simon, and he did not just see fisherman, let's stick a label on him, let's put a label, fisherman, and that's it, and that's how I deal with him. No, he saw the apostle he would be one day, and he saw the man with whom they would have this amazing love between each other, and he saw the man who will be faithful to him all his life, and to whom he also will be faithful unto the death. And this is what he saw. This is what he looked at. With people, he went beyond those labels that are easily attached by everyone, and he didn't do this. And see, when I stick labels on people and I simplify people that way, then this is exactly what I will miss, most likely. I will relate to that. I will not relate to that person. I will relate to their label, and that's how I'll treat them, whatever that label is. Jerk, hot girl, whatever that label is, doesn't matter. That's how I will deal with them. And there's a problem because then I will miss, the friend, I will miss the disciple, I will miss the teacher, I will miss someone who can help my life. And what we're saying here is very simply, do not extend this labeling capacity, this amazing labeling capacity where it doesn't belong. Look at people, dare to look at people in a fresh light. Dare to say in your heart, when you've seen a person, you've seen a person. You haven't seen them all once you've seen one. That's not how it works. Let's look at people in a fresh light today. Let's dare to look in the light of faith. Let's dare to look in the light of love at each other. And let's dare to look at people with the eyes of God. 2 Peter 3:9. God bless you with that truth for this day.